Hello. Today is Wednesday, May 28, 2025. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky. Today, the high, as far as the weather is concerned, will be 73 degrees. Currently, the temperature is 58 and feels like 58. The sun has been up for about an hour now. It's not quite 7:30 here on the East Coast. So let's see what the weather is going to be in this area today. Showers ending midday, highs in the low 70s and lows in the upper 50s. Expect Saturday to be next dry day. UV will be high, an increase from yesterday to 6. Ragweed pollen decreasing tomorrow. Temperatures a little higher than yesterday, up by 7 degrees. Eastern Pacific could see first tropical storm of 2025. Pacific folks, not the Atlantic. Sunrise was at 6:18 a.m. Sunset will be at 8:52 p.m., getting closer to that 9 p.m. daylight. Wind today, or currently at least, is 2 miles per hour, and the AQI is good at 15. And pollen today will be high. So that's our weather report for this area, Lexington, Kentucky. Let's get on to the news. American Music Awards hosted by Jennifer Lopez. Results are in. Billie Eilish won in all 7 categories, and Beyonce in 2 categories, along with Eminem, Post Malone, and Say. NBA Western Conference Finals. OKC lead the T-Wolves 2-1. A while ago, a Kobe Bryant and Gianna Bryant mural in downtown Los Angeles was vandalized with graffiti. Lakers star Luka Doncic donated $5,000 to help restore the mural. The mural is located on Main Street near West 14th Street. The artist, Louis Slow Motion, began restoring the mural after receiving the funding. And Gianna has graduated from USC. This next one in the news kind of caught my attention because I had seen articles related to the martial arts and children coming out of Anne Arundel, Maryland, and also out of Colorado. Excuse me. So when this hit the feed, I was duly impressed. California teenage girl feigns off attacker by using jujitsu. The article, assailant in Carmel tried to punch 13-year-old in face before she threw him to ground and broke his ankle. A 13-year-old California girl is reminding the public that knowing self-defense can save one's life after she reportedly used her martial arts training to fend off a stranger who tried to assault her, breaking the grown man's ankle in the process. Excuse me. So, speaking of martial arts, which I'm involved in and have been for years, and young people combined, I mentioned about Maryland. I think the Maryland school is teaching Filipino blade defense, along with the Eskrima and other Filipino self-defense arts. And Colorado is showing their children learning karate. And then locally, since we're on the subject here in Lexington, Kentucky, at least 3 come to mind because they are near landmarks in the Lexington area. We have Hamburg. I think the name of that school there is Premier. And then not far from Hamburg, close to Taj Road, is Kim's, a karate school. And then near Fayette Mall on the Reynolds Road side, if you're familiar with the city, there's Martial Arts USA. That's the one that I'm involved with. So, hats off and good job to our young people who are staying busy learning something that will result in something good. Headlines. Forbes says Kentucky City is among top 25 best affordable places to retire in the USA. Next one, Michigan social worker accused of inappropriately talking to minors arrested in Lexington. The Wall Street Journal roasts starry-eyed Trump for being the only person in the world still surprised by Putin. And this kind of comes at a time when I had, been looking again at the Ukraine-Russian war or Russia-Ukraine war, and the fact that President Trump stayed away from the peace talks, and that they didn't last very long when it's all said and done. But I've been looking at Quora, which is part of the news feed, Quora Digest, and someone had asked the question, is Putin taking a dump on Ukraine and Russia at the same time? So the explanation came forward that considering Putin's background, Secret Service, and all those enforcement departments that the Russian government uses, that once he got into power, the idea of him promoting what he wants and getting reports back, the reports are going to be favorable to what he's expecting, not necessarily what's going on, because that's the way it's done in that government. So, as a result, it could be said that Putin has lost touch with reality as it stands. So, because it's like a protected, keep him happy type government system. So, there we have that. Next one. Tone-deaf Hunter Biden begged his dad to let him tour famed black churches to teach them about crack addiction. So anyway, as long as he's talking and not demonstrating, I don't know if this actually happened or not. 5, Chris Hayes says the silver lining in Trump's attacks on American institutions is that they have no choice but to fight back. And that is a video report, which, yay, the courts intervened with Trump dismantling the Department of Education. Next one, Suge Knight speaks out on Capricorn Clark's harrowing testimony against Diddy. She was scared, pressured, and helpless. And this is one of those times when I agree with this type of comment, because as much as we have been shown the video at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles of Diddy and Cassie and him assaulting her, we might miss the fine point was that when during the trial it was mentioned that considering the length that Diddy and Cassie were involved with each other, the length of time, that might speak to another mindset. But the video in the hotel is one of those times when a freak-off party was going on and she was trying to leave. She had her clothes on and maybe a small handbag. And Diddy came in a towel, bath towel. So anyway, I've learned that the hotel is closed now. There was a suit for $20 million in regards to what happened and so forth and so on. And the other thing that I've noticed, Cassie has been presented as an R&B singer in Diddy's Business, but she also did film work. And I recently read an article that mentioned that particular film. If you remember the Honey series about this young girl that wanted to dance and so forth and so on, well, hers is Honey 3. And it takes place in South Africa. So I wanted to see it. So right now there may be a small rental fee attached to it, $3 or $4, not quite $5, depending on what platform you use. But it's worth seeing her on film or on the screen. So, and last but not least, Cassie admitted to the hospital for the birth of her child. Continuing with the headlines, Kathy Bates claims Gary Marshall rejected her for role because her kissing a man would not be romantic. And so therefore, it affected her thinking about her career and some of the choices that she made and was offered. The next one, husband murdered wife and ran off to Costa Rica with teenage nanny who helped cops catch him after their love affair ended. And this was out of Georgia. Doris Worrell was 39 when she was shot and killed nearly 2 decades ago. The nanny began cooperating with police when their love affair ended and he moved back to Georgia. That is her husband. Next one, and this is a video. Bear falls through ceiling into kitchen, Nashville, Tennessee. And from the American Music Awards, I think this is Kai Cenat, excuse me if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, on Eminem winning favorite male hip-hop artist at the American Music Awards on Monday. Let's be real. So now we're into our top stories for Wednesday, May 28, 2025. Recently released jail inmate killed by cops while holding garden shears minutes after he was bit by a gator. Timothy Schultz, 42, was under the influence of meth when he was found by police in Lakeland, Florida, a little over an hour's drive southwest of Orlando, according to authorities. Former NBA star Sean Kemp pleads guilty to Seattle area mall shooting 2023. His charges, first-degree assault. There was another one added, drive-by shooting, which may affect the sentence that he may receive. South African-born actor Presley Chinagyi, star of Oscar-winning film Tootsie, dies at 40. The Tootsie won South Africa's first ever Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Elon Musk says he's disappointed by Trump's big, beautiful bill. Next one. FBI Deputy Director says the agency will further investigate cocaine found in White House, Dubas leak, and DC pipe bomb case. Texas video shows high-speed chase that nabbed escaped Louisiana inmates. Another alleged accomplice arrested. Crypto King of Kentucky arrested for allegedly torturing man with saw and electricity in bid to steal his Bitcoin. John Walsh, 37-year-old, and victim Michael Valentino Teofrasto Cartaran, 28-year Italian citizen, were involved for almost 3 weeks with John trying to get his password to his crypto wealth, Bitcoin. But that being said, if I'm remembering correctly, Bitcoin was only supposed to run for a number of years. And I think that's 2030. And then there would be no more making of Bitcoin, or whatever was the premise for launching Bitcoin will be concluded. So 2030 is just a couple of years away. And Bitcoin is riding high right now. Pacers versus Knicks Game 4 highlights. Indiana 1 win from NBA Finals. And if you watched any of it, I think I caught the one where the point spread was like 40 points. The gap between the lead was 40 points in the game, at least. Jennifer Lopez opening the AMA felt like a preview of her forthcoming Las Vegas residency. And number 10 on the top stories, State Department orders embassies to pause new student visa appointments as it moves to expand social media vetting. I had mentioned before that May 2025 is Mental Awareness Month. And mental health clinic or mental health department is usually a referral from your primary doctor to their department. And even though there may be some stigma attached to having a mental health doctor, it's better to go there and see what's going on, because your primary is already eliminated or taken care of whatever physical chemical imbalances there might be. And just talking to a psychology professional would help. So anyway, if that's still kind of like vague in your mind, if you're a car owner, or almost everybody knows that vehicles have transmissions. That's part of the drive chain. So after a certain amount of miles, I think it's 75,000, the mechanic will recommend to you that you get a transmission flush. And he'll tell you what that service is, and all the old debris, trash, or whatever's in the transmission can be flushed out and new fluids put in. And it's usually noticeable that if you're pressing on the gas, the vehicle's slow to respond, it's slow on the takeoff, and things of this nature. So around 75,000 miles, that happens. So you might kind of liken your mental housing group to needing new thoughts, new ideas, and flush it out. So in that note, and not trying to be too serious, there was an article in Core Digest, again under Psychology Truths That Will Blow Your Mind. So I thought I would share this with you. Number 1, your mind lies to you. It makes you believe your fears are bigger than they really are. Number 2, we're all controlled by our emotions. Even when we think we're thinking logically, our feelings are pulling the strings. Number 3, we don't see the world as it is. We see it through the lens of our own experiences, biases, and beliefs. Number 4, the brain loves comfort, and this one really resonated. The brain loves comfort. You'll stick to bad habits and unhealthy relationships because the brain wants what's familiar. Number 5, people don't change unless they want to. No matter how much you try to fix someone, it's their decision, not yours. Number 6, another one. We're addicted to drama. We crave the chaos, whether it's in our relationships, social media, or in our own minds. Number 7, the need for validation is real. We may say we don't care about others' opinions, but deep down, we're all seeking approval. Number 8, the past shapes you more than you realize. Your childhood, your trauma, your memories, they stay with you, influencing everything you do. Number 9, your own worst enemy. That voice in your head doubting you, holding you back, that's all you. Number 10, our brains are wired for survival, not happiness. Your mind is more focused on keeping you safe than making you feel good. Number 11, most of your decisions are unconscious. You think you're making choices with your logic. Most of it's driven by hidden emotions and desires. Number 12, fear of rejection is a powerful motivator. It drives us to act in ways we don't even understand just to feel accepted. And number 13, happiness is a choice, not a guarantee. If you wait for life to hand it to you, you'll keep waiting. You've got to create it yourself. So just some food for thought from truths that will blow your mind out of psychology. Again, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Today is Wednesday, May 28th. A few more days left to this month, and we'll be into June 2025. That's it. #.